G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on Age of Mythology Retold to watch a nice little matchup for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Spawning in the north of the map in the color red, playing on the Egyptians, in particular playing as Isis. We've got Joey. I like that. That's a good name. That's a quality name right there. When I think of Joey, I think of good friends. And on the south side of the map, in the color blue, playing as the Greeks on Poseidon, it is Somero. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're here on... Ooh, I'm going to go with... It's... I don't know the name of this one. Let's have a look and see what we got. We got Blue Lagoon. I don't think I would have gotten that one at all. So, nice little map. Little bit of water in here. Not a whole lot of fish, though. We can see that much. What are we expecting today? Maybe a little bit of an expansion, perhaps. It definitely seems to be the flavor of the month when it comes to the way that AOM Retold is being played. Look at that. We got an Idleville right there. I wonder if that's being picked up. Look, it technically says... Hold on, is she gathering? She's not gathering. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I'm watching you, lady. I see you. Oi, look at this. It says they both got 4 on food. She's not working. Look at her. This is what you got to be careful of. I've talked about this in another video. I had 2 vills on wood. And then by the time I got ready to put down my my temple, because I'd like mathed it all out, I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough wood. I was like, what's going on? I went back in and watched the replay, and boom, there it was. She was standing right next to my wood line, just looking at it. Gotta be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you micromanage, all right? Treat your villagers the same way your boss treats you. Make sure that they've, make sure your vills have sent all their emails out, all that good stuff. Let's take a little bit of a look at the relics, though. How many relics have we got on this map? Looks like we've got 4 relics on this map. We'll start off with our westmost relic. It's going to be the Scales of Echidna. I like this. Myth units are cheaper. Now, this is pretty good, except for the fact that it doesn't affect the most important thing, which is your favor cost. So I feel like this is okay. Like, I'm going to give this a B tier. I don't think it's super duper powerful. We've got the Staff of Dionysus. Villagers regenerate hit points. Actually, not bad. I'm probably going to give this a B as well. This is great if you're up against raids, because it just means that your villagers that do eventually lose a little bit of health. Has he fixed it up? I think he's fixed up the villager now, yeah. She's back to work. There she is. You can tell she's a little bit... she's got a... Look, she's been through thick and thin, we'll say that much, and well, she's thick at the moment. We've got the Ship of Fingernails right now. Provide a small trickle of food. It seems okay, right? 0.5, if you think about it, 0.5 is half a villager, right? These guys are gathering at 1 per second. So 1 food per second. So this is half a villager. So that's actually pretty decent. The earlier you pick this up, the better. But I'm going to be throwing that in the A tier. Definitely want to try and pull that in as quickly as you can. And finally, we've got the bridle of Pegasus. A Pegasus scout will periodically appear at your temple and respawn if killed. I'm going to go ahead and give that an A tier. That's pretty decent, because you've just essentially got the ability to always have a scout towards the enemy. You can just take that bad boy out, goes, are they on the 3rd base? No, not yet, that sort of thing. You've always got that opportunity for vision. Maybe it's not A, maybe it's probably like a B tier, but definitely seems pretty cool. Temple, now coming online. Joey, going to be clicking that age up button. We'll check in with him and see what he's gone for. It's going to be Bast, so looking to bring in the Sphinx, looking to bring in that Eclipse, and we'll check in with Somero and see how he's doing. On Poseidon, of course. I just realized we're yet to see him actually put down the lure. He's going to be saving it for the classical age at the very least, and he's going to be going up with Hermes. So we'll have access to the Centaur. I'm a big fan of this opening here. So Hermes gives you, if I remember correctly, access to the ceasefire ability. Let me double check here. It doesn't tell us, but I think it's ceasefire. But the fact that you've got the Centaur means that you've got a really fast range unit that can run around. So you can kind of have all of your Hippias out. Let's double check and see. Yeah, it is the ceasefire. But you get this really nice combo that you have where you've got Centaurs together with the Hippias, and you can just pretty much play like a cavalry opening, and I like that a lot. Kind of reminds me from Age of Empires 3, like the Lakota opening that you had, where you'd open with bow riders and axe riders. It's really fun, just because you're mobile, and it is going to be a stable coming up from Somero. Now, I've actually played against Somero. I can't remember. I don't know whether I posted or whether I'm going to post the game, because just for you guys and your information, I record a lot of games. Not all of them get posted. Not all of them are going to be uploaded to YouTube. So maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I can't remember. But he whooped my butt. He absolutely whooped my butt. He did a really nice timing with the Greeks, and just timed his healing perfectly. Have a look at this. We've already got the Sphinx and the Priest coming out on the map. Is he thinking about picking up the Bridle of Pegasus? He could perhaps be. Centaur going to be out here on the map as well. We've got Atlanta, one of the hero units for the Greeks, out here. I'm going to try and force back some early villagers, and we'll manage to find them and force them back. Not a whole lot of food on... What? Did you guys see that? I swear I saw 2 elephants, and then it just kind of disappeared. Because I was going to say 2 elephants is amazing. 1 elephant, not so much. 750, 150, 150 at the back. So you're looking at 1150 right there. Not a huge amount, but has he discovered it? Because that's one of the big things I've found. Yeah, so he has discovered it. Oh, yeah, one of the big things I've found is like you really want to scout around your base because when it comes to hunt, you need to make sure you've got backup hunts in the ready. Centaur now going to be pushing forward, forces the villagers off the chickens for the moment. Plenty of damage getting applied into that villager, but he's just going to fall back onto the goats for now. Definitely the smart move. Back towards the south side, though, we do now here. It's going to be Samara recovering that bridle in the middle. Actually, has he brought it all the way back? Yeah, there it is. The Pegasus is now spawned. So he's picked up 2 of the relics now coming online. Going to put a little bit of damage into the granary just to start us off over towards that west side. We'll right on board here with Joey and take a look at the line of sight that he's got. So you can see he's got really decent obelisk line of sight across the map here. Not a huge amount of the enemy side of the map uncovered, so doesn't really know where to go with the Sphinx raids. Because ideally you want to be hitting resources, but we see those Hippias now starting to come through, and looks like he's beginning to build a bit of a wall here. Armory has come up slowly but steadily. A couple more houses over towards this top side, and we can see behind the scenes the Sphinx is not yet able to find anything. Double-pronged attack coming through now from Samaro. Around the top, he's looking to hit villagers on the wood line. Joey going to be able to pull them through. And look at this armory. He just throws the armory down because he knows it's got the big footprint. Double armory. Now, keep in mind, these armories, I'm 99% sure, don't cost anything. Yeah, they're completely free to put down. But it looks like he may have made his way through. Where are those Hippias? Are they tucked away in here? Where did they go? Oh my god, they came out the... I didn't even see them. You sneaky little Hippias right there. Scout together with our hero Atlanta. Is it? It's not Atlanta, is it? Atalanta. Atalanta. It's close, man. Atalanta. We're just going to have to call it Atlanta, right? Atalanta. It's probably the same. He's probably from the same neighborhood. Anyway, second town center now coming online for Joey. So looking to focus a little bit more on the economy. Already up 6 workers at this stage of the game, and we do have a very defensive opening coming through for him. A lot of walls, great utilization of these free buildings available to the Egyptians. Keep in mind, not every building is free. As an example, the temple, you got to fork out for that one. That's 150. Yeah, 150 gold. Town centers, they're going to cost you, I think they're 500 gold each, but you do have things like the mining camp, which is for free. But let's check back in on that south side. As the Sphinx hasn't found too much back here. A couple of fills there, and no damage really done here. I think he may have hit... Has he potentially hit a building? Is that what we were hearing? Actually, no, you know what we were hearing? We were probably hearing the town center firing down there. Atlanta is going to come back here together with Theseus. And we do now see the Sphinx making his way towards that top side. And I feel like Joey's done a great job of just delaying this attack, right? Like, there was no... To be honest, there was no real attack that was coming. It was a little bit more delayed, if anything. But age-ups are now on the way. We'll check in with Samaro, see how he's doing. We'll switch the visibility over, get a bit of an idea on what he sees on the minimap. You can see he's got the Hippias out here, just kind of chilling out for the moment, just making sure enemy position is spotted. But it looks like with the age up, it's going to be into Dionysus. We've seen this a couple of times, and there's the lure. So actually saving the lure until the 8th minute mark. Interestingly, not waiting until he reached the heroic age, and instead waiting for it to come, or waiting right until now to do it. Keep in mind that your lure does also count as a granary. So one of the things that you can see, and we see Joey on the other side of the map, going to be using Prosperity. But one of the things that you can do is utilize that as a granary. So as an example, when you start off the game, you just, bam, hit F1 for your first god power, throw that down on your deer or your gazelles, and voila, you don't have to fork out 50 wood for that granary. Age Up has now come through. Let's ride on board on the north side, check in with Joey and see how he's doing, because it's about to go down. Going to be going up with Nephthys here. I think this is the only age up we've seen Isis do so far, Nephthys. A very, very popular age up, but more and more gold still coming through here. You can see these gatherers are gathering very quickly. 1.46 gold per second being gathered. And now that age up comes through. Scorpion Men on the field, and they're going to be going up against the Hydra. There's plenty of units on the backside here as they do begin to move forward. These medium spearmen, together with a couple of priests, could be looking to maybe add some siege to it. Get off my screen. Look at that riding. And the priest's going to slowly work down these units these myth units. That's what their focus is going to be. The Hydra getting caught out of position here. He's got a lot of health on him. You got to remember that. It does have a lot of health. We do have bronze in the bag, but I don't feel like this is a good opportunity to use it yet. Ideally, you want to try and maximize that bronze opportunity with a larger force, or at least that's the way I feel it should be. Hydra's now got his second head. With that, it's going to be an increase in attack. I think it goes up by 15 per head. We'll have to wait and see. It's on 60 at the moment, but we're going to keep track on it. And Joey may have bitten off more than he could chew. 10 minutes into this game, he's going to be forced back away from his opponent's position in the middle of the map. Keep in mind that second town center is online. Migdal Stronghold going to be placed down on the third one. Is he going to be taking it here? It looks like it's got the... I feel like I can see it. Yeah, he is going to be taking it. So placing down that third town center now. So it has really started to expand. But have a look on the other side of the map. Samero has done the exact same thing. So going straight up into the heroic age and then just kind of falling back and saying, you know what, we need to think about the economy as well. So very evenly matched at this stage of the game, though. I will say a bit of an advantage over to Joey. About 17 workers for the moment. All right, well... The defense shouldn't be too much of a problem here. Of course, falling back to that Migdal Stronghold, he's going to feel absolutely fine. I'm curious to see whether we get a fast Mythic, though, out of Joey. The Mythic Age, especially for the Egyptians, is quite potent if you can move into Thoth. And the main reason why is, obviously, you've got the Meteor, and of course, you've got the Phoenix, but the big thing to me is, I think it's called, I want to call it, say, the King of the Valley, or Valley of the Kings. I'm not 100% sure what the name of it is, but it's a unique tech that's unlocked by Thoth that essentially doubles your production when you're inspiring, or when you're... Is that the right word? I think it's when you're inspiring, or when you're empowering your production building. So you can basically make, you know, 2 chariots at a time, 2 camels at a time, and of course 2 war elephants at a time. But now pushing forward, keep in mind we've got a number of god powers to be looking at throughout this little engagement that will inevitably happen. Of course, we're going to be waiting out for Eclipse together to combo with those ancestors. And at the same time, once we do see those ancestors pop, I wouldn't be surprised if a ceasefire is called immediately to try and bait that out. That would definitely be my move. You want to try and bait the ancestors, hit the ceasefire, run back to your base, run back to your Migdal Stronghold, then maybe fight them underneath that. But there's a good chance that once the ancestors come out, you're probably going to be seeing the Eclipse thrown down almost immediately. And there we go. A little bit of a spin to win. Vil's going to be jumping inside the town center. He could be caught out of position right now. Wants to save the ceasefire. Don't hit the ceasefire just yet. He's going to try and pick a fight here with the opponent. I don't know if this is the best fight. There's the ancestors. Ceasefire. Hit it now. Hit it. Hit the ceasefire. Don't take this fight. Surely not against it. There it is. There it is. All right. Cool. Calm. Collected. We're chilling out. He's biding his time. Ceasefire is in. Just going to wait. It's okay. Everything's fine. Everybody's okay. We're all here. Not going to be falling back to the Migdal Stronghold, because obviously I may have mixed those two up. If you picked that up earlier, congratulations. But he's going to drop a fortress and try his best to get it up. Have a look at this. 36 seconds to go. Only 2 seconds left on the ceasefire, and that is going to be a tough cookie to crumble. That is for sure. Hydra on the backside. Now up to 90 health. Is it 30? Is it 30 damage per head? It could be. But you can see the Eclipse together with the minions from Joey out of those ancestors slowly wrecking apart. And that's going to be it. Samara resigning. Joey able to take it out even though there was a ceasefire in place. So where was the mistake here from Joey? Or sorry, from Samara? How could have he played this differently? Well, he didn't utilize the bronze. That's the first component of it. I think that's probably about it. I think you want to drop that bronze the moment the ceasefire ends. But I think he did it well, right? Like, he waited for the Eclipse. He waited for the ancestors. It was just about falling back to this town center. Maybe he could have got the fortress up or the stronghold up a little bit earlier. Could have, you know, potentially given him a little bit more wind in the sails. Interesting. So why does he give up at this position? Because he's still got the Hydra. And he's still, I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of units here, right? And he's going to lose the third TC. And he's already behind on Vils because his enemy went second TC. So he's behind in that regard. So I guess it makes sense, right? And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to analyze, trying to understand exactly the reason why players are resigning here and why they feel like the game state is just not in their favor. But, I mean, we could take a look at the score and you could see it's definitely the case. Vil count very far ahead here. We'll be losing this third TC. And there's a good chance here also that Joey is going to be able to take this position away from his opponent, and then all of a sudden you're going to have a 4 versus 2 town center swing, which is never going to be kind. So I think the biggest thing that Samara could have done in this fight was just remember to hit the bronze button, and I think it would have been different just because of how much armor it actually gives you. Like this Toxote, well, I don't know how to pronounce that. Toxote? I want to say Toxote. I'll have to pronunciation guide. I'll have to look up the pronunciation guide. But yeah, I feel like going up to 50-60% armor is going to help you out a huge amount in these battles, especially because it affects pretty much all of your units. Like when you use bronze, it is an AoE that is this big. Let's go take a look at our post game though. Have a look at a little bit of the overview. You can see just how many units come out onto the field there. Actually, that's not units. That's military. What even is that? Total military resource value. Yeah, so skyrocketing here with the use of ancestors. But let's take a look at all resources collected so you can see this is the power of that second TC from Joey. He starts off slow, but then he goes. Manages to get himself a nice lead, and then eventually Samara is going to be able to catch up with him, but already Joey's got that big lead coming through. We'll take a look at the civilian units, and you can see right there it represented a nice little gap that continues. And of course, let's take a look at our military units in the end. So beautiful timing right there. With those, with the ancestors usage. Anyway, we'll leave it there, and of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.